how will you be implementing the smart meters?
Well, Leuven has been a model city not only throughout Belgium, but also throughout Europe. Now with the LKN initiative, we want to become one of the first European cities to achieve complete carbon neutrality by the year 2030.
We firmly believe that the residents of our city will understand the dire need for sustainable solutions and will be willing part of our project. The smart meters are one of the vehicles through which the LKN will be implemented.
Smart meters actually help cut down the daily consumption of electricity, gas, water, and by making the consumer more aware of their resource usage, it gives them feedback to when and how they can reduce it.
This is economical for a consumer and has a massive impact on the carbon footprint of a city. We want to employ the help of student unions, the worker unions, universities and corporations and the Schepen to hold awareness and information sessions where they will explain and educate their target demographic, the full working plan of the LKN and why it is needed.
This is designed to make the people fully aware of why we are doing this project and why it is necessary for them as European and more importantly as world citizens to take preventive actions to safeguard the world for future generations.
From June 1st, 2014 onwards, we will be enforcing a law for all citizens and homeowners of Leuven to switch to the use of smart meters at their homes.
The need to switch to sustainable solutions is now, and hence the reason why we're mandating the switch to smart meters. By making their use compulsory, we ensure the timely and effective completion of the Leuven Ring smart meter installation phase, which we want to achieve in less than 1 calendar year.
Our idea is for every homeowner to pay a subsidized fee for the implementation, the installation and the regular checkup of the smart meters. We estimate the population of Leuven to be around 70,000 people and the number of houses around 17,500 inside the ring.
Phase 1 of our plan is to complete the installation of smart meters inside the ring of Leuven and to then spread to the neighboring boroughs such as Heverlee and Kesselo.
Using technicians from the electric, gas and water companies, we will employ 10 installation teams consisting of 10 technicians each. A typical smart meter installation takes about 1.5 hours, and we want to send notices to every homeowner with an appointment time during which they will be visited by a technician to install the smart meters.
With 100 technicians working 8 hours a day and with each installation taking 1.5 hours, we calculate that realistically we can install 300 houses with smart meters every day. By this calculation, all the houses within the ring of Leuven can be equipped with a smart meter in about 5 months' time, which is well under the provided timeline for this project.
So, by just paying a small subsidized fee for the implementation of the smart meters and by sparing a few hours of their time, the citizens of Leuven can invest in a much safer future for the next generations. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Hendrix.
And we are the directors of the Leuven Climate Neutral Initiative.
Welcome everyone. Today I'm hosting the debate on Leuven Climate Neutral. We are here today with 4 experts, famous experts, who are technologists, sociologists, economists and philosophers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Cas and I'm a professor at MIT in green technology. I looked into the idea of Leuven climate neutral, and I would like to point out that the use of smart meters will indeed lower the energy usage. This will result in a lower CO2 emission and a smaller ecological footprint. However, like you can see on this graph, there won't be that much change in the long term. There still will be an increase of the consumption and the usage of energy. It means the same energy level will be reached 2 years later. Smart meters alone will not solve the energy problem, but only postpone it. To make a drastic change in the energy consumption, the behavior of the consumers has to be changed.
So if I'm correct, the most important thing according to you is the change in behavior. I completely agree, but to make a change in behavior, we have to focus on the awareness.
That's what I like about the Leuven Climate Neutral. Through info sessions, they try to raise the awareness. A second aspect is the need of the many. You can try to make as many people aware, but if the people don't actually do something with it, nothing will change on the long term. And that goes against that intergenerational justice.
We would just leave the future generations with the problems that we have caused. I think the Leuven Climate Neutral made a really good move by making the implementation of the smart meters mandatory.
I think the fact that they want to make the smart meters mandatory can raise some dissatisfaction amongst people. I mean, there's always going to be a few sections of the society or people who don't really want to implement the smart meters, but they don't have a choice now, do they? Also, it begs the question, if it's only a particular type of people, like the inhabitants of Leuven, to make a change, why can't it be on a bigger scale?
Not entirely. If a country or a city, in this case Leuven, wants to be sustainable, the government has to take the initiative to invest in green technology, and only then will the people follow.
But then, by investing and implementing smart meters, won't capitalism be favored? I mean, the big electric and water companies stand to gain so much more economically than, say, the common man.
I agree, but that's not true for all the big corporations. I mean, a lot of these corporations, especially in Europe, are really genuinely worried about the environment. If companies like these invest a big part of their winnings into the development of better and greener technologies, they might actually force their rivals to follow into their footsteps, and soon almost all of our conventional technologies will be converted to greener and better ones.
Indeed, as I showed you in my graph, smart meters alone aren't sufficient.
Maybe we should also take the privacy issue into account. Implementing the smart meters goes hand in hand with the constant monitoring of the people's energy usage.
Is it morally acceptable that the energy companies contain so much information about the inhabitants of Leuven?
Absolutely not, but modern society these days is developing into a controlled society. I mean, just take, for example, America, where the NSA monitors people's phone calls and emails. I guess it's going to be the same even here, and it is an invasion of people's privacy. This might be a problem for some people, but the LKN should assure the people that all the monitoring that they do only provides information about their usage and nothing else. On the flip side, the constant monitoring would provide more comfort because now the people don't have to check their meters themselves anymore or that constantly, which is quite convenient. This comfort could outlast the invasion of privacy for the people who were originally against the idea.
So for the comparison of our project, we took the city of Ruston, Louisiana. With me here today is Gregory. He's an expert in this field. And just to clarify some facts, let's
Yeah, hi Cedric. So today we'll be talking about the city of Ruston, Louisiana. Ruston, Louisiana is a small town of about 16 square miles and with a population of about 20,500 people. It's actually quite interesting because it's kind of similar to Leuven, because Leuven is about 21 square miles in area, but with a population of about 70,000 and growing. So Ruston, Louisiana was also facing a similar problem with how to achieve carbon neutrality. What they did was they implemented a smart grid program in August 2009, and it took them about 4 years, and they finished it in around April 2013. The project cost them about $8 million, or about 5.6 million euros. Actually, Ruston, Louisiana is one of the only community-owned electric utilities in the United States. So with this, they could cut down their carbon emissions from 260,000 tons per year to about 83,900 tons in just 4 years. Compared to this, Leuven in 2010 had a carbon emission of 808,000 tons just in 1 year. So looking at Louisiana, Ruston, Louisiana as an example, they cut down almost by 75% in just 4 years. So I think the LKN, with the implementation of smart meters, following a similar program to what Ruston, Louisiana did, could definitely achieve carbon neutrality by 2030.
Thank you, sir. Back to the studio.